Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
43 degrees outside, clear skies. Pretty darn nice out there this morning. Beautiful weather that we're having. We'll want to enjoy it while we have it, while it lasts, but it looks pretty good the next few days yet. We've just had wonderful weather. Harvest in full swing. A lot of that corn is dry out there. They can really roll, so be safe out there. And we know you'll get the job done. Just enjoy it and don't get in too big of a hurry. It's easy for us to say that, but you know, you got all that crop laying out there. You want to get it in the bin. You never know, but things are looking good.
Yes.
You look nice today.
Thanks, Dave.
Just to carry over.
You look sharp, too. You got your black shirt on.
Yeah. I looked in the little closet thing there, and it's about all I could find that fit today. So that's kind of the choice you make when you aren't really a clothes person. You just gather it up and put it on. Hope you folks out there are having a good day. We've got a busy one for you. We've got a guest list here that is long and also high quality. A lot of good people coming in. We expect to have our first guest in this half hour, so we better roll and take a look at those school lunch menus.
Okay.
Should let you know, too, if you didn't know, Boston won over the Yankees last night.
I listened to the game on my way home from the volleyball match.
Yeah.
I love listening to the hometown announcers.
Yep.
I was listening to the Boston broadcast.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome when you listen to the hometown guys, because they were, and I mean, obviously I didn't get a chance to see it, but wow, were there times when they were raking the home plate umpire over the coals.
Oh, were they?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know what his strike zone was like, but according to them, it was suspect at times. So, but yeah, Boston won. Sounded like the New York Yankees third base coach maybe should not have sent Aaron Judge when he sent him. I mean, they were really giving him a hard time about that.
Well, you know, we didn't watch the whole game. We had a family gathering, which was great. So later on in the evening, TV came up, and we watched a little of it. And then when we got home, Joan watched the end of it. I did not. But I thought one of the big plays that I saw was that throw you're talking about where they got Judge out at home. But in fairness to the coach, the outfielder for Boston played that off that big wall perfectly, hit the cutoff man, and even professionals, as accurate as they are, will get a little wide or, you know, not have that last throw into home be, you know, right on.
Right. You
couldn't have thrown that ball in a better place with the slide that was coming in and everything. It was just, you know, serendipity for them. That throw was right where the catcher could lay his glove on the slide. And so I don't know. You know, that's a problem you have when you make a call as a third base coach. You know, if he would have gotten in, nobody would have said anything because it was close. I mean, but that throw was so perfect. I don't know that you could have predicted the throw being right on the inside of the plate like that, right where you just catch the guy coming in. That's fun to watch. If you're,
it was great. Yeah. I saw a highlight. It did look like a great play.
It was well done.
But that's what you get when you listen to the hometown announcers.
Yep.
That's why I love it. So that was fun. Fun listening to the game coming in. And so, I figured everything was good at the Burney household with Boston winning. So congratulations, Joan. And according to the hometown announcers, Boston's got a great chance to go on a run and win the whole thing. I just want you to know.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though they were in a one-game shootout to even get there.
Yeah. But no, they and again, the hometown guys, boy, you would have thought a crime had been committed when they pulled the Boston starting pitcher, Evaldi. Because apparently, and it did sound like he was just cruising along. And then he gave up the home run to Rizzo, former Cub, I might mention. But anyway, they came out to pull him, and the Boston announcers are just like, how can you do this? Come on. He gave up, only one guy hit him. Or granted, it was a home run, but
solo,
why,
right?
Why are you going to the bullpen? But everything worked out okay.
Yeah, I think the coach, with the one game, you don't have another chance. So, if they were in a 3-game series or 5-game series or 7, you may stick with that pitcher, but there's no place to go if he was getting in trouble, and he had 8 strikeouts. I mean, he was throwing the ball really well.
Boy, it sure sounded like he was on the top of his game.
So, Mr. Wright, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You Yankee fans out there, and there's a few of you out there, but there's more baseball to come now.
Yes.
There's a lot of good baseball games coming up. October's a lot of fun. If you like baseball at all, it's a great time because you've got really good competition. They ramp it up, so there'll be some good games to watch and listen to on the radio or on your app.
Yes.
So and it is fun. If you don't really have a favorite, do pick the hometown announcers if they give you that option.
Oh, they're fun to listen to.
It's a lot of fun.
Love listening to baseball.
All right. Anselm Myrna today for their lunch at the school. They're going to be having chicken ranch pasta with dinner rolls, corn dogs, fresh baked turkey and cheese sub, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
Ansley today, chicken and noodles on the lunch menu today.
At Arnold, pulled pork on a bun.
All right, Broken Bow Middle and High School today. Choices include chicken ranch pasta with dinner roll, a corn dog, fresh baked combo sub, or chef salad with roasted flatbread on the menu today for Broken Bow Middle and High School.
Cozad Schools, this is the high school menu. A chicken patty with hot roll, peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cheese stick, mashed potatoes, gravy, fresh salad, fruit, and milk.
Callaway today, hamburgers on the menu.
Can't go wrong there. Litchfield, it's Italian Dunkers today.
All right, Gothenburg today, some of their choices include a hot ham and cheese sandwich, a spicy chicken sandwich, and pizza at Gothenburg.
Sandhill Schools at Dunning, Sloppy Joe on a bun, chips, and cookies.
Loop City today, breaded beef patty or a chicken leg with mashed potatoes, corn, and tea roll at Loop City.
Thedford, they're having garlic chicken, rice, and peas.
And at SEM today, tacos and rice on the lunch menu at SEM.
All right, we're going to play the game here in just a little bit. Do want to remind you, kind of a early reminder, that the rummage sale is coming up for the Jenny M. Melham Hospital. That's the auxiliary sale, the fall sale, and that will run October 10th through the 14th. So you can bring in your good used items to donate on Sunday, October 10th from 1 until 5, and Monday, October 11th from 8 until 6. Sale days, Tuesday, October 12th and Wednesday, October 13th, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. And on Thursday, the 14th, it'll be from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. Volunteers are needed if you'd like to help. Get a hold of Jan at 870-0801. It's all sponsored by the Hospital Auxiliary, and the proceeds go to Healthcare Scholarship Fund and improvements at the Melham Medical Center. All right, ready?
Ready. Here we go. Well, since we're talking baseball, that's what the questions are about. for the next few days.
All right.
The Major League Baseball playoffs are underway. The World Series will be later in the month. So here are some questions testing your knowledge of the Fall Classic. This question takes you back to 1932. The Chicago Cubs.
Oh, boy.
Against the New York Yankees. Top of the fifth. Game 3. Score tied 4-4. Who called his shot a home run to deep center field? Who pointed out? Was it Lou Gehrig, Mark Koenig, Babe Ruth, or Charlie Grimm? 1932, Chicago Cubs and New York Yankees, top of the fifth, Game 3, score tied 4-4. Somebody called his shot and hit a home run to deep center field. Was it Lou Gehrig, Mark Koenig, Babe Ruth, or Charlie Grimm? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
And it is Runza Day.
Mary is trying the new Philly-style Runza sandwich.
You know, Rocky was set in Philadelphia.
Wonder if he ever had a Philly-style Runza sandwich.
Yo, Adrian, I love these green peppers, onions, steak, and Swiss.
We should go do boxing later.
You haven't seen Rocky, have you?
Not at all. Been too busy eating the new Philly-style Runza sandwich. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day.
All right, we had a caller. It looks like maybe they're calling back in or somebody else. We could hear the radio in the background, but we couldn't hear anybody talking. So let's see who we have here this morning. Good morning. You're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Good morning, Dave. It's David.
Hey, David. Great name.
Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here's your question with Brent.
Okay, David, it's 1932, World Series, Cubs and Yankees, top of the fifth, Game 3, score tied 4-4. Who called his shot? Was it Lou Gehrig, Mark Koenig, Babe Ruth, or Charlie Grimm?
The Sultan of SWAT. It was Babe Ruth.
You got it. It was the Babe, of course. And because you've answered correctly, we have for you a certificate that'll get you a free pig in a blanket that they serve on Wednesdays at Runza. So come on out and see us when you can.
All right, great, guys. Listen, have a good day.
You
Thanks,
too,
David.
David. Take care.
You too. See ya.
7:43. Trish is here. We're going to talk with Trish about all sorts of things. That's coming up right after these words.
At Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow, improving the quality of life of our residents is priority number one. We offer a unique assisted living lifestyle home for those suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. When you add that to a safe and nurturing home-like environment, as well as staff that are specially trained in dementia care, providing 24 hours of loving support, you have a family-like atmosphere that makes residents feel right at home. Contact Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow at 872-6387 for more information or stop in for a tour.
Fraudulent activity is on the rise and fraudsters seem to be working overtime. Bruning Bank is dedicated to keeping you safe. Remember, never give out your personal information, click on unsolicited links, or rely solely on caller ID as it can be spoofed. Keep your information safe by monitoring your account transactions with mobile or online banking and set up customized alerts with Notify. If you believe you have been targeted by fraudulent activity, we are here to help. Learn more about fraud safety at bruningbank.com or visit any Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111 Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
7:44. Trish is here from Designs of Distinction here in Broken Bow, serving a large area from Las Vegas to
Maryland.
Purdom, you know.
I just had to ship to Maryland a few weeks ago for a grandson. So,
all right.
Yeah. So it's been a good thing. It's been a crazy year, but
has been for you. I'm hoping it smooths out a little bit for you.
I hope so. It's just loads of fun going on, but we're getting through it, and things are good. The knee's much better.
Good.
3 weeks is.
Well, just remember that only top athletes have knee problems. Just remember that.
I was laughing. My physical therapist, Matt, he just said, he said, well, age. And I'm like, okay, Matt, I got it. I know I'm old. I get it. And then he said, but, think about athletes. And I said, yeah, I do when I see them back on a football field like 2 weeks after doing something really bad. And he goes, they have 24-hour care. He said they can get chiropractic, they can get therapy. And I'm like, oh, so I guess it's based on pocketbook, too.
Yeah. You say, well, we can, too, but it takes longer, right? And a lot of money.
So that healing is a little slower. But,
yeah.
It's no, and so many people go, oh, did you get a new knee? And I'm like, oh, Lord, please, no. I don't even want to think about going through that one.
Yeah, you
bless anybody that's had any kind of knee thing.
Hopefully you've avoided that for a while, if not forever.
I hope. I just gotta be smart and do what you're supposed to do. And I have a problem with patience sometimes.
Where does climbing a ladder come in on that?
Well, it's that part's good, and your shades are great because they're all floor. I can stand on the floor. No, it's one at a time.
Well, we've washed the windows for you, so you don't have to look through the haze that was there before. So whenever it happens, it happens. So
nope, they're shipped, so we should be seeing those up in those windows.
Okay.
Pretty soon. So that's a good thing.
Good.
And, I've done quite a bit. I've had calls down since I go down to Kearney so much with Spence. I've been doing some sales calls down there, so that's kind of cool getting your name in different places.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Well, we are in a beautiful time of year, but we know that it won't be very long that we'll start feeling that cold air coming through the windows. And
it's coming.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that too long. Let's just talk about the decorative part. Fixing up a room that needs help with the windows is your forte, and you're ready to go.
I am, and I have new wood decks coming in from my company in Vegas. They have finally, with all the struggles of getting new sample programs out because of shipping and where they come from and all that good stuff, they're coming in. They just sent me 2 decks, and there's going to be a lot of grays and some of the neutrals, and that's what we've been struggling with on the wood side. Is there's so many people that have gone on to the grays for decorating, and wood blinds with gray. I only had one company that offered it, so now I'm going to have 2. So that's exciting.
Yeah, what is the deal right now? We've been doing a little painting and fixing up. Since Joan has more time, she's been kind of dedicating herself to that. And everything that we do is light gray, off gray.
Or a combination of gray and beige.
Yeah, that's the deal these days, isn't it?
I think, it's just you see it so much on the decorating shows. If you watch HGTV or any of those, it's like everything is gray, and in 2 or 3 years, then everything's going to go back to white. Then they're going to say,
eggshell white.
Exactly. We're going to have the creamy whites back again. It seems to fluctuate, but the grays have really kind of hit, and that's once you start seeing things in fashion, that's when you're going to start seeing them.
How does that work? That's kind of a neutral color. Is that pretty easy to match for you?
It is, and there's so many tiles and laminates and the cement tiles and all the new things that are, going into homes on the hard surfaces. There's so many grays out there, and that's kind of what they're bumping off of. And even the fabric samples, even though I'm not getting tons of fabric samples because so many things now, it's like ordering a swatch based on your computer and what that color looks like, is there's way more grays in there. And we're probably about in mid-cycle of that. And then we'll see it come back, and, it'd be another color. But
well, I know you've seen this before, but if you go back a couple of decades, then you got, orange rooms and pink rooms. And
they're coming.
Are they?
Oh, we're starting to see way more retro as far as bathroom tile. I had a house in Maryland that had like that minty green bathroom tile everywhere and the highlights of burgundy in there too. So it's like, and I just went into a house and they restored the mint tile, and I'm like, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's held up. Oh my goodness, this house is built mid-century, and it's beautiful. Yeah. And it's like, it's hard to, and just like he was talking about ceiling fans, my customer was, and he said, the ceiling fan, he said, is from when the house was built. He said, you got up there, you oiled it every once in a while. We're talking something was put up and has been functioning since the 40s and 50s. Yeah. And it's doing great. But the ones you put up today, it's like, well, in a couple of years we might have to replace that one.
Might get hot. Well, they did make things to last, and the tile certainly was that way in those bathrooms and so forth. But your challenge then is with the ebb and flow of these different tastes that change with the fashion of the day, putting something in that maybe you don't have to replace later because it isn't worn out yet, right?
Or just mixing the older and the new and bringing it more contemporary. And, that's the hard part with when you look at very stark contemporary styling and, the warmth and the more detailed things that you had, and trying to blend them together so that you don't have to spend that money unless you really need to. Yeah. If something's functioning, I mean, there's even spray coatings out there now that will cover over some of that tile. And done correctly, it's a perfect. I mean, you would never know that it wasn't a white tile there from the beginning. So it's just finding the resources. So,
and there are people out there. We all have. I don't know. I like old cars. Brent likes any Cubs equipment of any kind. There are people that like to, every 5 or 10 years just change it. Right?
Exactly.
And they spend their money on that because that's what they enjoy, changing their home or their business, their office. And so even sometimes if the curtains are still good or the shades are still good, they just want to change it up, right?
Yeah. Just bring in something different. And it's, sometimes it's simple as pillows and just something different on the bed or a bedspread. And we can work around all that and come up with new things on valances. I was just able to order one of my customers who I've done a lot of other work for. She just wanted a simple sheer arch like she had years and years ago. And I found a company that was able to get that. I can't make that, but I was able to get that, nice, pretty much more of the older style lace kind of feel. Not lace, it's kind of more of a netting with a embroidery on it, and be able to get that for her. And it was perfect. It was so simple, but it was what she needed and what she wanted. So
now, are those heavy things that you put at the end of the bed, are those going away as the fashion? Is that
I don't think we'll ever see those go away in hotels, but you might not see them too much in your own home. As long as you don't get on the bed with your dirty shoes, it's all good. Or unless you have a cat laying across the bottom of the bed, and you can take that little piece of fabric and throw it in the dryer with a towel.
I don't know. When you guys went down to cover sports, did you have those heavy things at the bottom of the bed?
Yes.
I mean, they're just aggravating to me.
I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of them either.
They're just aggravating.
I'm with Dave. They're not. I don't really care for them.
They came from Italy. I can't fix it for you.
Well, there you go. Italy.
I watch those Italians.
Yeah. They're a little flamboyant, aren't they? No,
they
kidding.
They just drive you crazy.
Yeah. But, if somebody wants something like that, you can help them with it. Also, I know that you have been slowed down a little bit, but you like to do small furniture, small slip covers and that sort of thing.
Yep, smaller upholstery. I'm still taking some classes online, and it's just now it's trying to get the product to make these. It's the batting types and the synthetic cottons, and where your dad always used cotton wadding and that they don't use that anymore. So now it's all this synthetic cotton, and it's beautiful and it's so nice and light, and you just build up layers of that, and we can't get it. It's just there's every. I don't know. I don't know if stuff's sitting in the port or
might be out on the ocean.
Who knows where it is? It could be hanging out in the water. I don't know.
And you talked before once about and I think even when Dad was doing it, it was getting that kind of outlandish, and that was the foam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's foam is crazy, and that's the one part about upholstery other than cushions. If the cushion foam itself and some of the older foam would just deteriorate, and you'd unzip it, and it would be nothing but like
dried
where do we
popcorn.
put all this powder?
Yeah.
But and even some of that, we've got a synthetic foam type thing.
Really?
And you can it like for outdoor use and indoor use, so nothing collects in it. It's open cell and closed cell. You have to take a class on foam now to understand between the densities and the usage. It's amazing the information out there when I go to research something. It puts things in perspective, and then when you decide on what you need, then you have to figure out how you can get it.
Get it to your door so you can make it. Well, it's a challenging time, no doubt, for getting products of any kind, but we know that you'll do your best. And folks, if you're thinking about, as this conversation unfolds here, about maybe fixing up just a little bit, starting with one room, or maybe even getting crazy and doing the whole main floor, I think sometimes we need to maybe just walk in and look at the windows, look at the carpet, look at the walls, and maybe even easier, have you come in and kind of look with them and kind of make a decision on where to start and what kind of window shades and so forth that would really work.
Right, and even knowing what type of treatments are out there.
Yeah, true.
Things changed, and just like the woods that are coming in now, the colors have changed. You always think of wood blinds as being white or a wood tone or something that's supposed to look like a wood tone. And now we've gone the painted colors. Some of them are just really pretty. So I've got one company that will paint wood blinds to the exact color. So if you have a color on your trim, if you're building a new house and you just love that color and you want the wood blind to match the trim, I've got a company that will custom make it for you.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because this service you offer is a great way to get started correctly on a new home or a new structure for a business. And I know you've mentioned before that you love those, because a lot of times you'll actually find a 2x4 where it's supposed to be above the window. Yeah,
I love getting in there when they're building a house and taking pictures of the open wall before especially if we're looking at heavy drapery or something that's going to go there. And, going back to remote control, it's still there, and it's still a big part of, iPads and all that stuff. And, running those lines, I've had more people say, oh, I wish I had even considered. And, when you think later on in life, if someone winds up being confined to a wheelchair and can't get close to that window to operate a shade or a blind, just that forethought of, okay, if this is my forever home, what might my forever look like sometime? And just building in something that could give you that access that you don't think about.
Brent, think about this. If you're walking through the house in your Cubs underwear and you realize there's somebody outside the house maybe looking in, the last thing you want to do is run up to the window to close the shade, right? You don't want to show them more of your Cubby shorts. So what are you going to do? You got a remote control. You can just stand off the side and close the shade.
That's a very good point. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too much visual right there.
What's your phone number, Trish?
It's 308-870-3677.
I'm starting to visualize this too.
Oh, it's great to
visualize it. I see it every day. I've got Cub shorts. I ain't afraid to admit it.
Sorry, Trey.
Okay, we're all good.
Thanks for coming back and seeing us.
I love my Cubs boxers.
We've got news to take care of.
Okay.
We're going to have to go to right now.
Sounds good.
All right. News is next here on The Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The Education Department extends federal student loan forgiveness to people who've passed over higher-paying jobs to work as teachers, police officers, and government employees.
Which will help more than 500,000 people who have been struggling trying to pay those loans back.
CBS's Stacey Lynn. Facebook's firing back after a former employee testified on Capitol Hill. The company cares more about profits than the well-being of kids and teenagers. Facebook's global head of safety, Antigone Davis, tells MSNBC.
We have 40,000 people dedicated to these issues. We spent $13 billion in the last 5 years on these issues. We care deeply about it, and people are safe and secure on our platform.
At Vatican City,
desidero esprimere alle vittime.
Pope Francis expressing shame after a report estimating 330,000 French children were abused by Roman Catholic clergy members. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. Veterinarians in northeast Nebraska are encouraging people to keep their pets' health a priority as it's National Pet Wellness Month. Amanda Poole with News Channel Nebraska has more.
And Barry is in here for a wellness exam.
National Pet Wellness Month.
His teeth look great.
A time to refocus on your furry friend.
Today we had ear mites, fleas, congestive heart failure that was secondary to periodontal disease, which led to endocarditis. All of those would have been preventable had they been taken care of earlier.
Doctors at Norfolk's veterinary clinic says being a proactive pet owner is key to keeping your pups healthy.
Prevents the health issues from happening. The ones that you can prevent, it's better to prevent than to treat it once it's here.
The average number of new pets per practice rose more than 50% in March to July last year.
Most of our new pets that came in during the pandemic were by established pet owners that decided to add on, or their kids convinced them that they needed to get another pet for them since they're at home.
But others are taking their first steps.
For new pet owners, I really like to encourage them to dedicate some time to train their pet.
Dr. Shane Peterson with Westside Family Clinic says he's seen many owners looking to rehome their pups.
I attribute a lot of that just to some training or not being able to spend time with their pet.
Peterson says when getting a dog, you're more like a parent than a friend, which can be hard to balance.
Some people, figure it out and they learn to dedicate that time, or some people, they just, say, well, their dog has too much energy, and that's not a very good excuse.
But whether you're a new or old pet owner, vets are encouraging you to know your options.
Just don't think yourself limited.
Get established with a veterinary team that you like and that you trust, and become a team with them, and they're going to help keep your pet healthy, and if you're willing to work with them, you're going to hopefully enjoy a long life with your pet.
In Norfolk, Amanda Poole, News Channel, Nebraska.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Check a postseason baseball in the American League wildcard game. The Red Sox beat the Yankees 6-2. Boston's Xander Bogaerts hit a two-run homer in the first. Kyle Schwarber added a solo shot in the third, and that would be all for New York ace Garrett Cole, who recorded just 6 outs before getting pulled. He finished with 2 innings pitched, allowed 4 hits, 3 earned runs in the loss. Boston starter Nathan Eovaldi went 5 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. The bullpen took over from there, going 8 1/3 innings, allowing 1 earned on 2 hits. Boston gets the win to face Tampa Bay and advance the American League Division Series, which starts on Thursday. News from the NFL. Jaguars owner Shad Khan issued a statement regarding the viral video of head coach Urban Meyer in a bar with a woman. Khan called Meyer's conduct inexcusable and said Urban must now, quote, regain our trust and respect, end quote. The Cowboys released former Pro Bowl linebacker Jalen Smith. Bears running back David Montgomery going to miss 4 to 5 weeks with a knee sprain. And kicker Robbie Gould of the 49ers out 3 to 5 weeks with a groin injury.
Here's your Weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the upper 70s for today under lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear, a low in the upper 40s. Thursday, still abundant sunshine, a high of 78, and even some lower 80s for highs on Friday with sunny to partly cloudy conditions. Saturday, partial sun, back in the upper 70s, and a slight chance for a shower Saturday night. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called Medi-Share, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to Medi-Share. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or Medi-Share's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. Medi-Share is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder Medi-Share gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you're not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
806, 41 degrees outside under a clear sky. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure off 1 point, down 1 point at 3016. Humidity at 92%. High yesterday was a beautiful 78 with an overnight low of 43. We've dropped down to 41 since that time. Sunset today at 7:13. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:41. No measurable precipitation so far this month. All right, we're going to visit a little while before our next guest comes in, so we want to take this time to talk about some things, some businesses. Mm-hmm. One of those is the Callaway Good Life Center. And I know you mentioned yesterday that they are looking for people to fill their staff needs, and they're no different than a lot of places out there. But the Callaway Good Life Center has a lot they can offer you in benefits and salary, and most importantly, is kind of a rewarding occupation because you're helping other people.
Yeah, they've got some openings for a lot of positions right now at the Callaway Good Life Center. They have some positions open in their dietary department, looking for a full-time cook aide for morning-evening combination. Also looking for a part-time evening aide position, 10 to 20 hours weekly, and looking for a part-time weekend cook, either mornings or evenings. Callaway Good Life Center also hiring now CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. They have openings for day and night shifts, offer competitive pay, and provide benefit opportunities for full-time staff. Also, they're hiring a transportation driver now for their resident transportation needs. This is a part-time position. And they also have some positions part-time open in their housekeeping and laundry departments as well. For more information, you can call the center at 836-2267. You can also go to their website and print out an application at Callaway Good Life Center.
Thank you, Brent. Ryan Anderson is here from the Garden Center as he is seated here to my left, to Brent's right, here on this Wednesday morning. I think it's Wednesday. How you doing?
I hope it's Wednesday.
I hope it is too. It's been one of those weeks. I don't know what day it is. So we do know what time of the year it is, and the gardens are starting to come out, and we're starting to clean up things a little bit. Yards are needing a final application of weed killer or booster. Maybe you can talk about that a little bit if you would.
Yeah, so still a little bit of time. We have our weed out product. It's fertilizer, Trimec, weed killer. It's a granular you put on, water it in. That's kind of our fourth step. Probably got a couple, maybe a week or two left of that.
Okay. All right.
And then you jump right into the winterizer, which the roots of your grass and whatnot store food for winter. So that's a later application in the end of October, first part of November. That's also a granular product, and it needs watered in as well. So, if you can catch a be nice if it'd rain a little bit.
Yes,
once in a
it
while.
would. It would really help because we're a little dry out there. But nice thing about granular is you need to water it in, but it can sit there a little while if you don't get to it right away, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So
that helps.
But,
well, how about trees? Oh, you got something you want to bring up?
well, the other thing with those is if you come in and buy both bags, you save 15%.
Oh, wow. Glad you brought that up.
Savings on that.
So buy them both right now and save 15%.
Yep.
Wow. Good deal. All right. I don't want to lead you astray, but I did want you to mention trees because this is a great time of year to put them in.
Yep. We've been saying it for a while, but fall's a good time to plant trees, and that's probably the number one question when people come in is, can I plant stuff in the fall? And the answer is yes. It gives the roots an extra growing season before next spring and kind of gets them established. So, and we have a decent selection of trees left to plant. So, evergreens and deciduous trees both.
Okay.
So,
all right.
A few different varieties there. So,
and wood chips to put around them after you plant them, or maybe to reinforce what you've already done with other trees.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good idea to mulch around a tree when you plant it. Some people, if you let grass grow right up next to a tree, you go in with a weed eater and you damage the bark around the base of that tree, and then the following year your tree puts up these sprouts from the base of the tree, and the top of your tree is dead. I looked at a couple trees last week that had some weed eater blight.
Yeah, and you scar them forever, or maybe even getting a lawnmower too close and you take a chunk out of it. Fortunately, we have an oak that survived that, but you can still see that's a permanent mark that grows with the tree then, if it makes it.
Yeah, if it makes it.
Yeah.
So, seen some, not all damage like that is caused by a weed eater, but have seen some rodent problem too with that. But it's a good idea to mulch the tree, and that way you don't have to worry about grass growing up around it and trimming it. So you don't want to make a volcano mound around the tree trunk, but just a nice 3 to 4 inch.
I'm glad you brought that up. We had some trees trimmed last weekend, and the gentleman who did it, and he did a very nice job, he said, Dave, you probably want to move. You probably want to change how you're mulching your trees, because we had that volcano effect you're talking about. And he says that tree needs to breathe down there, right?
Yep.
You agree with that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's a mistake a lot of us make, I think.
Yeah. So you kind of move the mulch back from the base of the tree, right? 2 inches.
Okay.
And then 3 to 4 inches of good mulch, 2 to 3 foot out from the tree.
But it doesn't need to be like ours was like, you explained it correctly. It looked like a volcano.
Yeah.
Yep. And you put some old on, maybe some new on top of the old, and pretty soon you got yourself kind of a shell going on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That just opens up your tree to disease and insects and stuff. So.
Okay. Good to know. Remember that next time you do some mulching.
But it looks so pretty when you put it right up. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think it's going to look pretty very long, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, if the tree dies, then it doesn't look very pretty then, does it?
Well, that's good advice, and you've got a good amount of trees yet, and boy, this 75 to 80 degree weather is really nice to go out and plant a tree in. Yeah. And it doesn't stress them so much either, I wouldn't think. So.
Right. We always recommend using root stimulator when you plant a tree, and we kind of talk over how to plant a tree when you come in, so you'll get some helpful advice there. So they've actually done studies with our root stimulator that if you use it at planting and then once a week for 3 weeks after, you get 33% more hair roots development and that's, of course, where your tree takes in moisture and nutrients and that sort of thing. So, the mulch on top helps hold the moisture in. And, it's really important to, if you plant a tree this time of year, to keep it watered and moist until the ground freezes. A lot of times people stop watering, maybe even their perennials this time of year, and things dry out, and the ground may not freeze until December.
Right.
But while the plant's not using as much water as, say, middle of July when it's hot, still needs to, if we're not getting rain and other moisture, you need to make sure to keep things watered.
Certainly the case right now. Yeah.
How many varieties do you still have of trees at the store?
We have a couple different varieties of maples. I have some hackberry. There's some lindens, American elm, 2 varieties of that. I think there's an aspen. We still have some fruit trees.
So good selection yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice selection. Yeah.
3 different varieties of evergreens. So.
All right. Now, what did you want to talk about? Was there something that you wanted to highlight today that maybe going on that we didn't ask you about?
I didn't have a great plan walking.
Oh, well, you're fine then.
Well, you fit right in with us.
This is perfect.
Actually, you probably don't want to know what I was going to talk to you guys about.
Oh, I think maybe I know, because my wife told me.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Well, we don't have our trimmers here today, Ryan.
Well, we have products for landscaping.
Yep.
Not to be confused with manscaping.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Oh my. Well, it is a nice time of year, though, going into the fall. Sometimes people do like to do some things around the yard in the way of landscaping. So, yeah, what all do you have? You still have the mulch and the rock, too, that people can use?
Yep. We have plenty of mulch available. Rocks sitting pretty good there. Perennials, we have what we have left of perennials, shrubs, and that sort of thing there too in the new greenhouse. So,
okay,
good time to do all that.
Just trying to maintain here. There's so many ways we could go with this, and we're just going to stay right on the garden center information, because you're paying for this time. That's my reason for that.
So you want to talk about like pumpkins and that sort of thing too?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We had
Could we?
Yes. Yeah. Let's do. We had Holly in here just the other day from the pumpkin patch,
yep.
And she mentioned that some of their pumpkins are showing up at your place.
Yep. She keeps us supplied with pumpkins. We just unloaded a couple totes last night, and we'll be getting those put out this morning. And but yeah, if you're not able to make it out to the patch, which is, a good experience for taking kids and whatnot out there, you can still support her buying her pumpkins there at our place, and she brings in a pretty good selection. We have a wagon load special where you put as many as you can on the wagon, and or you can buy them individual that way too. So. Got a good supply of pumpkins there. So
you do. My wife went and got the wagon load.
Yep.
And then she said, "We need more pumpkins yet. We still need more pumpkins." So she went back and got another. Did she get another full load?
I believe so.
Oh,
yes.
2 wagon loads of pumpkins at the house there.
I didn't really want to tell on her, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about those is that one of the things you'd want to remember is, if you get that many pumpkins on your porch and your patio, and they look great, but just kind of monitor them and make sure they're not getting, like when you finally pick them up that the bottom falls out of them, right?
So, yeah, we try and keep those out of the circulation there. So,
and there are ways you can actually, and I think Holly talked about that, didn't she, Brent, about how you can actually, some of the smaller ones, you can preserve those, can't you?
Yeah, she has I know she's talked about it with me, and I can't remember what it is. You get them cleaned up good and maybe spray them with a
acrylic or something like
that. Yeah.
So, and then they last, I think, for a long time.
Yeah. So. And it sounds like, I mean, we have some carvers now. I don't know if anybody's thinking about carving pumpkins yet, but it sounds like she has a really good crop of carvers. So I'm sure, and we do have some now. If weekends coming up and you want to get together with family or something and carve a pumpkin, but we have some carvers. But it sounds like she has a good crop of carvers coming up. So
okay, all right, and also. We're talking about trees, grass, landscaping. Let's talk a little bit about the store itself. You've always got things in there for gift items, potted plants, the pots, the potting soil, all that.
Yeah, so we did bring in a bunch of new house plants this weekend. We got those restocked. We kind of reset the store yesterday. Things look nice. So we brought in some new pottery as well over the weekend. Pottery's kind of getting hard to come by. So
is it?
All those container ships sitting out in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's still on those.
With a lot of other things.
Yeah. But we did bring in some new pottery. And got a good selection of house plants, that sort of thing right now. We've had our terrariums set out, but they're kind of a new thing for us. And we fixed up a display of that yesterday, so we got that more accessible. There's going to be some different, I don't know if you call them embellishments or moss and stuff to kind of build your terrariums. We got some different colors of that. We'll get it put out here by the end of the week.
Okay.
But kind of working on that. That's kind of a fun thing. I built one here and it went out the door, but you kind of, a terrarium, you kind of create an environment for the plant in a glass enclosure or whatnot. And so we have that set up too. So.
Okay. What are your hours right now?
Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5:30. Saturday, 10 to 2. And then on Mondays, we're there 10 to 3.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. Any questions, Brent, about anything that you might be thinking about? Maybe a new potted plant for Shelley?
No, I don't think so. We're not good with plants at our house. They just have a way of dying.
Well, you need to talk to Ryan. He'll help you through it.
I know I do, but it's getting over that, that feel of all the plants we've killed in the past. You know what I mean?
I know Ryan can help you.
But if anyone can help us, it's Ryan. Yeah. We need, because it's good to have plants in the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's great to have plants in the house.
Great benefits from it. So they clean the air and whatnot. So
and they just bring a little something to the room that you can't get from anything else.
There's a couple plants out there that kind of thrive on neglect. So
really,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you're talking my language now.
The neglect plant.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take a time out. We'll continue with these words.
Off-Broadway invites you to the Senior Movie Matinee the second Saturday of each month at 2 at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. This week, head in to watch Rebel Without a Cause. The first 50 people to arrive each time will get a kids pack for free, which includes popcorn, pop, and candy. Don't forget, the Senior Movie Matinee is the second Saturday of every month at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow at 2. Brought to you by Off-Broadway and Govier Brothers Mortuary. For movie announcements, watch the Off-Broadway Facebook page.
Looks like them zombies at Knee Knocker Woods put on a few pandemic pounds. They are supersized and re-deranged. But Grandpa Grim says if they can can get bigger, so can Knee Knocker Woods. We've added all kind of fun with the new Cirque de las Maze Haunted Corn Maze, Zombie Brain Launch, Axe Throwing, plus our Screamin' Lickety-Split Accelerated Escape Rooms and plenty more. Knee Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every weekend in October through Halloween night. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at KneeKnockerWoods.com. What waits in the woods?
Whether you're seeking curb appeal for your home or you want to do a remodel or new construction, Ansley Lumber and Supply in downtown Ansley has the materials that you'll need, from premium lumber to metal for buildings, plus GAF shingles for the roof and quality Benjamin Moore paint available in over 3,500 colors. Ask them about consultations with their pros and delivery. 935-1815. Or see them on Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
At the Callaway Good Life Center, their hometown facility offers the security and comfort of a small town with the advantages of city living. They offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy for their residents. Visit CallawayGoodLife.com for more information.
Thanks to Ryan Anderson for stopping in from the Garden Center. And, of course, thank you, Trish, for coming in from Designs of Distinction. And thank you for our next guest. Come on in. Come on down.
Dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. Come on in. Come on in.
Audra, hi.
How are you, Brad?
Good to see you.
Audra.
Scott Peterson is here. Wow.
New faces.
They sent the two most important people of Custer Federal State Bank to visit with us today.
Grab that microphone and get a little closer, Audra, right there. So we want to hear every word you have to say. First of all, I want to compliment you on your name. I love that name, Audra.
Thank you.
Go ahead and pull it nice and close to you. We want to hear every word. We have some personal questions we want to ask you. Just kidding, Audra.
That's all right.
Brett, maybe you should do this interview. I think I'm in trouble already.
Oh, boy. We're visiting with our friends from Custer Federal State Bank. Audra's here. Scott's here. What was on the agenda today? What did you want to visit with our listeners about? Was there a particular topic of conversation?
This week we're kind of focusing on information security, cybersecurity awareness, October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, I knew it was 4-H month and breast cancer month, but I didn't know.
October's a lot of months,
it
seems like.
Yeah.
Well, this has become major league important, and it just, I don't know, it just baffles my mind. The reason this has become such a big deal is because what people have found a way to do. And I just can't believe that people have so much time on their hand that they can just sit at their computer and try to come up with ways to cheat people out of money or fraud them or whatever. Yeah. But I'm guessing that I know that in the banking industry, this has become a huge deal for you guys to try to deal with this to protect your customers.
It is. And fraud has just increased drastically in the last, 5 years, but even more with the COVID pandemic. You're seeing a lot of scams related to COVID, or, we talk about phishing emails, not phishing like Dave likes to do, but phishing with a PH, So, it's rampant, and it's hard to stay on top of all that. It's ever changing every day, and we do all we can to try and combat these cyber criminals. So
you mentioned the COVID situation, and I know that really kind of had people banking in a different way, doing a lot more mobile banking, a lot more things on the internet. Did that make it even more difficult? I mean, did you see even more things coming to the forefront with fraud just by the fact that people were doing more things online with their banking?
I wouldn't say that we saw more fraud because of it. If anything, it maybe just reassured the bank and our customers that, our mobile banking app is secure and our online banking is secure, because we really didn't have any issues with any of that. And that's, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And I'm sure, Audra, that's one of the key things that you as a banking institution want to make sure that your customers are confident in, and that's the fact that if they do or use the mobile banking app, if they're checking their records online, doing online transactions, that it is safe to do so.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at this all the time, and especially with COVID, people kind of changed how they're doing business, and we've seen, as a community bank, we know our customers and we know how they're doing business, so it really changed with people doing more online. And they just have to be aware that you're putting more and more of your information out on the public platforms. So that can be stolen in any which way, any form. They can really find any way to get to your information. So you just have to be careful about where you put that. And we're looking for it too. We always have to be innovative on how we're looking and what we're doing to combat anything that they're creating new ways to get your information all the time, so we kind of have to keep up with it.
I know that we'll try to get online to check things, and it will say you must change your password or whatever. And I'm not going to lie to you.
Gets
that
frustrating.
Frustrates me.
It does.
But it's a very important thing.
It is very important. And same thing with the password complexity. I mean, you used to be able to type the word password for your password, and anymore, we need to have uppercase letters and lowercase letters and special characters and numbers, and these passwords need to be getting longer and longer. Another thing you see, we use security questions to verify your identity if you're changing your password or have to reset your password, some of those types of things. And in the world of banking, we are seeing a lot more multi-factor authentication, meaning basically you type your password in and then you have to have a code text to you or somebody calls you basically to confirm that it is you that is in fact trying to log into whatever you're trying to get into. So that's another thing that has come about in the last couple of years that is really important to.
So you get in and then it says we're sending you a code, text or email.
Yep.
I like that one too. I feel like that's pretty secure measure. I'm like, Brand, I hate it when they say you have to set up a new password and think up, and besides that, what was my mother's maiden name? And,
right.
What was the first dog I had and all those sorts of things.
Exactly.
It seems kind of silly, but it is not. It is not. Now, how do you feel about the password, Audra? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It'd be a little easy to hack, but no, and it's kind of, a lot of people do it. They use words that are related to their home life. So your husband's name, your kids' names, your dog's names. But it's important to maybe change that up a little bit. Use, instead of A, use the @ symbol or things like that, just to make it a little bit more complex that you can kind of.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
those.
is not good.
I don't think that would probably work out so well.
I've got some work to do when I get off the air.
Right.
Just change it to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That'll throw them off. I'm guessing that if people are looking at their statement, anytime they see anything that raises suspicion, is the first thing they need to do is to call you guys?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can help if we know about it. So we're a community bank. We know our customers. So a lot of times if your information changes, it may seem silly, but we kind of know that. Our tellers are with you all the time doing your transactions. So they kind of know the ins and outs of the bank and our customers. And if something is out of place, they can kind of catch it sometimes, but not all the time. So you really have to be aware of your own accounts and what's coming in and out.
And I'm guessing, Scott, that the sooner someone contacts you about something, the better it is, as opposed to, hey, I saw this a month and a half ago, and this didn't look right.
Right.
When they see it, call you.
Exactly, right? Yep. Yeah, definitely give us a call, and we can do what we can to either determine if it was fraud or what exactly is going on. Yeah, the sooner the better.
What are the excuse me? What are the chances of getting money back? I've heard of local banks being able to help people when they've been taken for a ride, and in some cases get some of those funds back. Is that something that's possible, or is it kind of a lost cause?
It kind of depends on the situation.
Okay, all right.
If it's something along the lines of maybe a fraudulent card charge or something like that, where maybe somebody has your card number or your PIN number, a lot of times we can recoup some of that through the card company. When we're talking about like wiring money or things like that, I mean, we have our internal controls, but if a customer wants to wire money, and we have to serve our customers, whether that's right or wrong, but when that money goes out the door, it's
gone. It's on its way, right? And what happens after that?
Right.
Yeah. Well, the convenience factor is huge. I think a lot of people, as you guys mentioned with the COVID situation, learned a little more about electronic banking, digital banking than maybe they would have. Certainly, it's something that you guys promoted all along anyway, so you were ready for it. It sounds like you've handled it really well.
Yeah. We had the mobile banking and online banking in place, and a lot of people really maybe found it more convenient during the pandemic when they couldn't necessarily walk through the door or come in and make deposits. Through our mobile banking app, we can do mobile deposits where you take a picture of your check and it gets deposited into your account. Some of that was a little more active during the pandemic, and still is. I mean, I think people are still using those services, which we like.
Yeah. Can I ask you, I don't want to ask you a controversial question, Audra, but you might have noticed yesterday that Facebook was down for about 6 hours along with some other platforms.
Yep.
Now, everybody lived through it. Brent and I, we were...
It was hard. It was difficult. Actually, I didn't even know it was down.
But then in D.C., they had a testimony from a former employee, and I don't know how close you've been following all this. There's no regulations right now on social media platforms really that are intact. How, as a person, I think this is part of, or main part of your job, is trying to meet the guidelines and requirements and laws that the banking industry is under. And you guys are one of the most important things that happen in people's lives, and that's, accumulating money, transferring money, getting loans, doing all of that. And you have all these guidelines. Do you think people out there understand how much a bank is under the microscope for all those rules and guidelines? Because I imagine that's a good share of what you do.
Yeah, not at all. Honestly, you would be shocked at how much regulation the banks are under, and we try really hard to keep up with everything that comes out, and they give us plenty of time to implement it, but still it stinks to be on the other side of things. The customer comes in, they want to do a transaction, and we tell them you can't. That's not always us. It's just a regulation that we have to follow.
Yeah.
We are regulated like you wouldn't believe. We have the state coming in. We have our FDIC regulators come in. Every bank does. They come in every 18 months. So we are regulated constantly, and we have to have our own internal controls and our own audits and pay other companies to come in and do additional audits. So we're audited every other month, it seems like. But yeah, we have a lot of rules and regulations we have to follow.
And yet you have information being passed back and forth on the internet and other places that people say and do whatever they want. They're trying to scam people into money, and there's not hardly any regulations for it at all. It
kind of comes up behind it. So once it starts, it takes quite a while to get those regulations in place to keep control of it. So,
and Scott, from a business model point of view, the amount of money that our banks spend to meet all those requirements probably is a little frightening as well.
That's definitely true. A lot of these internal audits and everything that Audra's talking about costs the bank money and time and effort of our employees, where we could be, making loans or serving customers. Instead we're spending time keeping up with all these regulations and making sure we're following all the guidelines and internal controls and procedures that we're supposed to do. So,
well, thanks for doing that. I mean, it makes us feel secure, but I think just needed to talk about that so the folks out there understood that sometimes you can't do things because of the regulations, the law, the guidelines they have for you, and then all the time you spend meeting those and getting ready for the next audit and all of those sorts of things is something that, in this business, if we pay royalties to royalty companies for music, and when they pop in and say we're going to audit you, they just do it out of nowhere. But it probably only happens maybe once every 10 years, right? So the good news is that it only happens every 10 years. The bad news is you're less prepared because you're kind of cruising along, and then all of a sudden it happens. But you guys know all the time that you're under the microscope. Yep. And that's your job.
It is.
Lucky you, Audra. We're glad you're doing it, though. We're glad that you're doing it. So what's happening right now? We're in the fall of the year. Agriculture is your number one customer, just like it is for everybody else in every business. What's going on? Or is it loan renewal time, or where are we at on that?
We're definitely getting close to loan renewal time. Everyone's gearing up for harvest. I think a lot of people have even started. A lot of dry land beans are coming out, and some wet corn getting chopped and picked. So we're getting close to that renewal time. I think we'll start seeing some calves hit the market here anytime now. So we're definitely a busy time of year for our ag producers.
Okay, so is a lot of that done face-to-face? Is it done via Zoom? Is it phone, or is it a combination?
I'd say it's a combination. Probably not a lot of farmers and ranchers pulling you up on Zoom for meetings, but, calls, texts, face-to-face meetings. A lot of these producers, we see them, out and about in the community, but we really don't talk business with them but maybe 1 or 2 times a year.
Yeah.
So that renewal season and renewal time is very important to make sure we're getting all the correct information and helping our customers, kind of make the next right decision for their operation for the next year.
Brent, I know that you were a member of the team at Custer Federal for a while, and I know you really enjoyed it. It's a very challenging business, and you just like any other business, radio or whatever, you go out amongst public and you get these little questions that, they say, well, why don't you play more Waylon Jennings? And in your case, what's the interest rate going to do?
Right, yeah.
And unfair question, because I know you guys, you go with what is decided on for interest rates, but are they still good for house loans and that sort of thing?
Yeah, the interest rate environment is still fairly low. We're doing still a lot of refinances and home loans and those kind of things. So interest rates in general are still fairly low. Yeah. Whether they'll stay that way, we don't really know, but we'd like to think that, in the short term, they'll still be fairly low.
Okay. An unfair question, Audra, but I have to ask you, and I'll probably ask Scott as well. A lot of times you go into the bank at Custer Federal, and one day you might hear some Americana, and then the next day on the speaker system there'll be some old country, and then you walk in and then maybe it'll be jazz or something like that. Who in the heck controls the music at the bank? What's going on there?
That would be Mr. Brad Bell.
Brad Bell?
When's he going to come in and talk to us? Because we'd like to visit with him about the musical selection.
You go after him.
We'll put him on the schedule for next time.
Awesome.
Without him knowing.
He may not come.
Yeah, he may not come. He's come out here to do appraisal once for us, So you really don't want to address that? You want him to address it here on the air?
He changes it up all day long, so you never know what's coming on.
Oh, even during the day he changes it up?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a set schedule, so he changes all kinds of, you hear country 1 second and then rock the other, so it's all kinds of stuff.
When Brad goes on vacation or has to be gone for a day, is there who takes over? Is there a fight?
Paul takes over.
Yep.
Oh, Paul takes over. Oh,
then
my.
Then you hear some fun music.
Yeah, we get some interesting selections when Paul's in charge sometimes.
I'm not going to go there on that one.
Yeah. If you hang out at the bank after 5, that's when Brad Bell really gets into the good.
He cuts loose.
Tunes. Yeah. Get some Beastie Boys and some of that going on in the after
Really?
hours. Oh, yeah.
Boy, Brad even knows who they are?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
He's got a pretty good musical...
he knows his music.
He does.
He does. Over the years, talked to him about different groups, and he's pretty much into it. So you've got a music director there and a fill-in, so I think you guys are set. Sounds good.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to mention? Did we kind of touch on the main things you wanted to talk about?
I think we kind of covered it. Like I said, we're really just kind of focusing a little more on information security and, maybe educating our customers and your listeners on, being aware of these scams and fraud and these phishing emails and texts and calls that are, just coming through all the time. And I'm sure you guys get calls on your cell phones almost every day that are some unknown number, and it could be, something as simple as your car warranty or whatever, but these are all scams trying to collect your information that's not necessarily public information, to try and basically sell that information to somebody else. And it's just too bad that there's all this criminal activity. If all these smart scammers would put their minds together for good, imagine what we could do.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That's a good comment.
Well, and yeah, that's a very good comment. And Audra, I know you've experienced this, but okay, let's say you go online and you say, I'm thinking about getting this particular item, and you look it up and Google it, and you go, no, that's nice, but I don't think I'm going to get that right now. And then all of a sudden, you just start getting these ads every time you open up, and that shows you how really easy it is for people to get that, get your information, know how to get that information you pass along to somebody else. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, there's all kinds of algorithms out there that they can see what you're searching and then make sure that those ads are pertain to you, and so that way you can keep on clicking.
Yeah. Well, I hated it when I was looking for a rubber ducky, I'll tell you that, because every time I opened up I got a rubber ducky on my screen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had Ernie singing to you, did you?
He's so fine.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
Gonna have that in your head all day.
Oh, God.
All right.
I enjoy Brent singing. He's got a nice voice.
Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks a lot for coming in.
I used to sing at the bank.
Oh,
he did.
I did.
He did, really.
Birthdays, yeah.
Well, he does do a nice birthday. Happy
He does.
birthday.
Thanks.
Speaking of which, we have a birthday here today.
Oh.
Among our staff?
Yes.
Oh.
Higgy baby.
Oh, really? Gavin, I didn't know that.
Yep. He's 20, I believe we decided he's 27 today.
Oh, brother.
That is sick.
Yeah, it is sick.
We'll get Gavin in here a little bit later.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Thank you.
Come back, all right? Okay. Wasn't so bad, was it? Okay. All right. That's good to hear. All right. Here's a little Jackson Browne for you.
Relief Topical Gel is $11.99. And save on Icy Hot or Aspa Cream, which are available for $2 off with coupon. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Caring for you and about you. Varney Health Mart.
8:57 is your time as we roll along through this Wednesday together. We've had great guests so far, and we have another session of great guests, Brent Apperson.
We do.
And I'm a little disappointed that Loretta didn't get my humor a few moments ago because I'm usually pretty funny, but maybe I missed the boat there. We're going to run up to news here, so let's just take a moment, Jeanette, if you would, to introduce Loretta, and we'll take a little news break following that, and then we can visit with you a little bit further. Would that work?
That's great.
Okay.
This is Loretta Glidden, and she is our new transportation director.
Oh, wow.
So
the dispatcher.
Yes, so she's taking over for Tiffany, since Tiffany is going to be taking over for me.
Right.
So and Loretta's been with us for
almost 4 months.
Almost 4 months. So she's doing a great job.
You must be a multitasker because the job that you're doing is amazing amount of that sort of thing, right?
It's not easy.
No, I'm sure it's not. But it's important, and it's something that has grown to be just almost an expected service, right?
Yeah. And she is doing a great job getting it all put together. So
good. Do you like people who sing to you, Loretta? Because Brett would sing a song for you, just kind of welcome you if you'd like.
Well, sure. Go
Okay.
right ahead.
Oh, thanks for putting me on the spot. I have no idea what to do with that. I could start singing "I've Been Everywhere." That kind of describes your transportation service a little bit, right?
Hank Snow, that would be good.
I've been everywhere, man.
That's enough. Thanks,
Okay,
Brent.
I'll stop there.
All right, we're going to catch up on some news. We'll come back and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, and it's nice meeting you, Loretta.
You too.
All right. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break.
It's that time of year, trade-in days at Bootery. So grab up your old shoes, purses, hats, and boots to trade in towards something new. This is going on this week only through Saturday, so don't hesitate. We take your trade-ins from men, women, and kids and donate the usable ones so someone else can get some use out of them. Trade-in days going on this week at Bootery, your home-owned shoe store. Come see our new fall styles on the square in Broken Bow.
Imagine this. You go to your mailbox only to find a check for big bucks. You're thinking, hey, this could be my lucky day. Well, if you get a check in the mail that you weren't expecting, it's probably not your lucky day. In fact, you're probably about to be the next victim of a scam. Did you know that scammers may not initially ask you for money, but instead they give you money? Asking you to deposit funds into your account is the first step of many financial scams. At Nebraska State Bank, we're here to help and protect when someone is trying to make you their next scam victim. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
Health insurance changes happen rapidly these days, and it's important to stay informed. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. There will be 2 new carriers providing private health insurance in Nebraska for 2022, for a total of 4 carriers, and more plan options to choose from. I work with the marketplace also to find you the best rates based on your income and coverage needs. Open enrollment, if you're under age 65, starts on November 1st, and I encourage you to call and get an appointment set so we can see what plan will serve you best for 2022. Call Callaway at 308-836-2201 to schedule an appointment today.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. New numbers from the CDC show the country's homicide rate soared during the pandemic by 30%. Reporter Sabrina Cupid.
The previous largest increase was a 20% rise recorded from 2000 to 2001, and that was because of the September 11th terror attacks. And when you look at the numbers state by state, only 3 states appeared to have a decrease in homicides last year. They were Maine, New York, and Alaska.
The Supreme Court set to hear arguments in the case of a Guantanamo Bay detainee who says he was tortured by the CIA for 4 years, but never charged with a crime. Andrea Prasso with Human Rights Watch.
No one is held to account. No one is prosecuted. The people who suffer continue to suffer.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer scheduled to vote today on bringing a measure to the floor to raise the country's debt ceiling.
If Republicans would just get out of the damn way, we could get this all done.
GOP lawmakers may use the filibuster to block it. CBS News Brief, I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
Wild card game in the American League at Fenway Park last night. Boston beat the rival Yankees 6-2, eliminating New York as the postseason began. Xander Bogaerts with a 2-run homer in the first inning. Kyle Schwarber with a solo shot in the third. The loss to Garrett Cole. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys released linebacker Jalen Smith yesterday, and the Patriots are cutting Pro Bowl corner Stephon Gilmore today. He was NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. He's scheduled to come off the physically unable to perform list after Week 6 following a quad injury. Well, there is action tonight in the National League, their wild card game in L.A. The Dodgers host the Cardinals, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, a Dodger team that won 106 games, and that wasn't good enough to win the West, a game behind the Giants. What a pitching matchup. Max Scherzer, 15-4, against the Cardinals' Adam Wainwright, 17-7. Scherzer's ERA 2.46.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the upper 70s for today under lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear, a low in the upper 40s. Thursday, still abundant sunshine, a high of 78, and even some lower 80s for highs on Friday with sunny to partly cloudy conditions. Saturday, partial sun, back in the upper 70s, and a slight chance for a shower Saturday night. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Hi, everybody. This is Roger Sloan with the Lillian Church of Christ. We used to hear it all the time. If you want to live forever, make Jesus Lord of your life. But I've got news for you. We're all going to live forever. The only question is, where? If you have questions, we have answers. Give us a call, 872-2618. Lillian Church of Christ, where we love to share Jesus.
52 degrees outside. It's 9:04 as we continue our conversation with Jeanette and Loretta from Custer Care Center. I want to make sure and get everything right here. You know, it's, as I get older, I have to read everything because it could come out, Custer County Recycling or something. Loretta, don't look at me that way. We've just met. We need to get along. So we'll go back to the transportation part of it for a moment. Loretta, if you don't mind. Boy, you've got vehicles going out and about all over central Nebraska, really, don't you?
Yes.
So you're the dispatcher. You get it all lined out. And are you okay for drivers right now? Do you have enough drivers?
Well, we could probably use at least one, even if it's part-time. But other than that, we make do.
Okay. So maybe out there, if you're listening and you'd like to do a little driving and you're qualified to take some people to the doctors and bring them back and that sort of thing, be a good part-time job.
Yeah, but they're going to have to be willing to travel.
And travel, right?
And be flexible, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can, if people are interested in taking advantage of this service, how can they help you out? I'm guessing the earlier they can let you know of an appointment they need to get to, the better that is for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
The earlier, the better. Because,
I'm sure.
We got to call it in, schedule it, then do the paperwork on it. So it is earlier, the better.
Yeah.
You also really have to have knowledge that they have an appointment with that particular clinic or doctor. You'd hate to go there and then realize that they couldn't get in, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you got a little paperwork to do, is what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's my understanding that at times anyway, insurance can come into play here as far as covering the cost of this. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, it can. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
That's why when they call us and tell us that they have something on a certain day, then we call their insurance company and then we get it set up. Then the paperwork begins.
Oh, boy, a ton of it. Yeah. All right. Well, one of the things that we did learn off the air, Jeanette, is that you're in pretty darn good shape right now for help. You always would take more applications for future.
Right.
But you're probably one of the few people we've had in here that's been able to say that. So congratulations.
I feel blessed. We have really good staff right now, and we've just gotten some new people on board, and we're excited about that. And so we want to keep them all busy. So if there's someone, we've been turning away home care people, and so now we don't have to do that. So if there's somebody out there who needs some home care during the daytime, overnight, of course, we don't have overnight staff that can go out and stay with people, but during the daytime, we have some staff available to come and do.
So they might give you a call and take a look at it. Just kind of generally, what are some of the things that those folks can do for people still in their homes?
Well, we can help do meal preparation if they need that. We can do light housekeeping. We don't clean any basements or wash windows, so don't call for that. But any light housekeeping, changing the sheets on the beds, doing the things that are difficult, or staying with someone so that you can get out and get a little break from caregiving. So if you just need someone to come in and stay while you go play cards, we can do that.
Okay. So what's the number they need to call?
Call 872-6303.
6303.
Yeah.
And kind of maybe get started on that. Also, you are full at the facility itself right now, which is good, but it never hurts for somebody to come and see you about maybe future use, right?
Yes, we have a waiting list as well. And so if you're thinking about you might need something in the future, well, it's a good idea to get your name on the waiting list. If a room comes open, we'll call you. If you don't want to come in at that time, that's fine. We just keep you on the waiting list, and it's first come, first serve. So.
Okay, all right. And you mentioned the promotion for Tiffany. How's she getting along?
She's getting along great. We changed offices this last week.
Ooh, that's a big step.
Yeah, so she's in the upstairs office. So if you're coming in to see Tiffany, she's in the upstairs office, and I'm out in the garage now. So you can.
Nice quiet place to be. Really?
No, it's not the quietest place to be.
Oh.
No, it is not. The upstairs was probably the quietest place to be.
The garage is an active place.
It's an active place because drivers coming in and out, and lots of phone calls, and so that's where the action is down there. So.
Well, Tiffany will do a great job. I think she'll do wonderful. And Loretta, it's nice to meet you. It sounds like you're already up and going, but keep up the good work.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Anything else you wanted to mention?
Nope, I think that's about all. We're just glad to be there, and if anyone wants to stop in and see us, let us know.
Okay. Brent, do you know any Loretta Lynn songs that you could sing to Loretta?
Coal miner's daughter I guess, is about the only one that is coming to my mind at the moment.
Yeah. I don't think we better go there.
Okay.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a time out with these words here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Protect our environment. Take your items like chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, flammables, paints and thinners, batteries, and other similar items to a household hazardous waste collection this Friday. In Lexington at the City Service Building from 9 to 10:30, in Kozan at the Recycling and Disposal Site from 11:30 to 12:30, and in Gothenburg at the City Maintenance Facility from 2 to 3. Contact the Lexington Area Solid Waste Agency at 324-3351 for more information on this hazardous waste collection this Friday.
The great thing about your phone or tablet is having information right at your fingertips. Who's that guy in the movie? Where's the best deal? Stuff like that. Of course, for insurance, you can't beat your Battle Creek Mutual Independent Agent and the new Battle Creek mobile app. Carry electronic proof of insurance, review policy info, pay your bill, or connect with your agent and it's ready to help if you have an accident. Download the app for your device at bcmutual.com. Battle Creek Mutual Insurance. Better together.
Producers today are looking for every financial advantage they can find. And that's why more producers are looking at a WorkSmart line of credit from Farm Credit Services of America. More than competitive interest rates and farmer-friendly terms, WorkSmart delivers interest savings, cashback dividends, and a credit card with cash rewards. You'll like that a WorkSmart line of credit doesn't charge interest until you actually use the money. And with convenient remote deposit, you can make payments to your account anytime and from anywhere you want to save interest and extra trips to town. No other line of credit works like WorkSmart, and no other line of credit saves money like it either. Wherever you find WorkSmart, you find producers saving money. Terms apply. See how much you can save by visiting fcsamerica.com or call 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
9:13 is your time.
Thanks, Dave. 9:13.
Yeah, it's about 54 degrees out. That's just an estimation because I can't see that far.
I was just going to say, Dave looked across the way to look at the temperature and I think read it correctly. Well done. Impressive.
I think so.
Wow.
I could see the 4.
Yeah, okay, we'll go
I
with
knew
that.
it was 50 before, so 54.
There you go.
Hey, we got more guests in the studio.
We do.
Abby, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you guys?
Good. Scott, how's it going?
Great.
Well, the bonfire is always busy, but we have a feeling tomorrow will be a huge day because you're doing a very, very nice benefit for the Bissonnette family. And you guys have pulled out all the stops, Scott. Let's start with you. Are we correct in saying that 100% of sales will be donated to the Bissonnette family, other than sales tax on beverages?
Yes, 100% of everything that comes into the restaurant will be donated to the Bissonnette family.
From the entire day?
From the entire day.
The whole day?
That's amazing.
The whole day. The whole day. All day. Everything that we bring in will go to them. We are really trying to push cash only because of this. We really want you guys to bring in your cash because it makes it a lot easier for us to do that this way. So bring in your cash, and seriously, 100% goes to her, to the family. Like everything goes to her.
And that's amazing to us. We kind of, when we've been promoting it, we're kind of scratching our head going, well, you could have started at 4 o'clock and just 100% from 4 o'clock, but you guys are doing lunch, supper, dinner, whatever you call it, and then all of the beverages and things. Do you have a special menu for this, Scott, or are you just doing regular?
We're going to do our regular menu. We are also doing a kind of a special meal to go along with what he preferred. What was it?
His favorites.
His favorites were...
his favorites were steak meal or a pasta meal. So we decided to do it as one. So we're having steak Alfredo, I believe, all day long, right?
Yeah, steak Alfredo. So kind of a combination of both in honor of him. So we'll do that as a special, but then we'll also have our full menu available as well.
It's fantastic. You know, usually we have a lot of questions to ask, and I think right now we're just going, wow, that's just amazing. A full day's basically of business at the bonfire. That is all going to be donated, other than some tax things that the government requires you to do. And people can basically, then they can come in throughout the day. I know that they have a lot of things going on in the afternoon and evening centered around this, but you could come in knowing that when you have lunch at noontime, that money goes to this effort, right?
Exactly. It's an all-day thing. So, yeah, there is a lot going on, and we want everyone to get supported. So, yes, like I said, ours is all day. So you got a lot going on. You have from 11 to 9 to get in there, and everything will go to them. So...
All right. Now, if they happen to not have cash with them or enough cash to cover what they've eaten or enjoyed, Is a check the next best thing, or a credit card, or what's the?
Like I said, we're really trying to push cash, guys. But we will work something out with you if you do not have cash.
So go to your little stash and bring the cash.
Exactly.
Or go to the bank
ATM,
ahead of time.
Yeah. Get some cash for us. And remember, everything's suggested prices. So whatever you want to donate to the family,
Okay, so
goes.
If you had that steak dinner and it was generally what that would be, $20, $30, something like that, you could make a payment of $200 if you wanted to. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And of course, this is for the Bissonnette family. James unfortunately passed away recently, and I know that he was an active member of the volunteer fire department. And I think that you're going to get a little help with the waitressing and everything later in the day tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, from 5 to 7, we will have some of the firefighter crew there as honorary bartenders and servers. And once again, Jason, if you're listening, you need to come bartend. So, yes, it's going to be wonderful. My servers are very excited to help put this on. We've had and like I said, the firefighters are going to be there helping us, and it's just going to be a great time, great cause. We're also going to have drink specials tomorrow as well. James's favorite drinks, I hear, was a Pendleton and Coke or a Bloody Mary. So we will have them on special as well.
Okay.
Good.
Wow. EMTs will probably be mixed in with those firefighters. They're kind of all one big family, I think. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what time do you start serving lunch?
Well, we'll start serving lunch at 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And then even anything in between lunch and dinner, we'd be happy to have people come in and have something to eat and donate.
All right.
And unfortunately, because we are thinking we're going to be so busy in house and everything, and we want this to be come in, this is a community thing. So we are not going to be taking to-go orders tomorrow.
That was my question.
Just to make it a little bit easier on us and everything, and on the whole, making it go smoothly, as smoothly as possible. So we are hoping to see everybody's beautiful faces coming out to support this wonderful family.
It's a great cause, a great effort on the bonfire, and I'm sure that RJ and Ann had to okay this, so or if not think of it. I don't know exactly how it all went, but it's a great effort. Now, was James? Did he work for RJ or at one time, or do you know?
I believe he has worked for the TLC community.
I think so.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so he got to know them through that, and that's a good connection there. And is there anything else that we didn't ask you about that you wanted to let people know about here this morning?
No, I don't think so. Just really try to come out and bring your cash and support a great family and cause.
Yep.
I'm guessing that people are like me. I like to eat lunch and dinner. I like to eat both. And I'm guessing tomorrow, why not come to the bonfire and do both?
Exactly.
Right?
You're going to appetizers.
Yeah.
We still have all of our happy hour and everything. Like I said, and I don't know if that firefighters are going to wear aprons or what, but I'm excited to see what we get to put them in and what they're going to dress like too. So, come out and check it out. Come down as many times as you want to eat. Like I said, everything goes to the Bissonnette family.
And the volunteer fire department and those who are going to be helping you serve and such, they're going to kind of do that from 5 to 7?
Yeah,
is that
from
right?
5 to
Okay.
7.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Gosh, guys, thanks so much. While we have you here, let's talk a little bit about the bonfire and the hotel. Busy summer, guys. Scott?
Yeah, it was a pretty busy summer. It really was.
Was Junk Jaunt busy for you with the hotel and everything?
Oh, yes.
That's kind of what I figured.
Everybody loves their junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like to buy it and then pass it along.
Exactly. Yes. I have no room to talk. But yes, it was a great weekend. It's been a great summer, and we're going, and it's still being pretty busy and everything. So
yeah, good. Yeah. Well, we sure had a lot of events throughout the summer that brought people in out at the fairgrounds and other events that there was several weekends you heard that there was no rooms available in town hardly on specific weekends. So that's good to hear, because it wasn't that long ago that the East Edition wasn't there, and they were running out of rooms around town. So it's good to hear that they get filled up, and you guys are busy and staying out of trouble. I never see you at home, Scott. You sleep down?
I pretty much sleep over there.
Dylan might do. He's taken 2 vacations in the last month.
Oh, good for him.
They weren't necessarily relaxing vacations.
Those are not the good kind, are they?
No.
How are you guys on the help situation? Are you still looking for people to join your team, whether it be with the hotel or the restaurant, or?
We are always taking applications.
Looking, okay.
Yes, right. Always. And you can stop by the front desk and get applications for any area.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow's a big day. There's all sorts of activities going on. This one right in the centerpiece of it all. And you can come in starting around 11 o'clock or so. And throughout the day, all the money, all the business that is done will go to the Bissonnette family, less a few tax dollars. So, as Brent mentioned, go in twice. Go in as many times as you like. Eat twice. Go in, have some beverages. Thank the firemen and the EMTs for what they do. Should be quite a day.
Well, and the taxes RJ's going to pay. So
he is, really?
Yeah. So it seriously, 100%.
It is 100%.
100% of your money that you bring in is going to the Bissonnette family.
Wow.
So
fantastic. I was going to give a little jab to RJ about taxes, but no, I don't think that's
I don't think so. I think RJ's done wonderfully. And thank you for our employee appreciation too, RJ, if you're listening.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, we talk about this all the time because many people use the radio station to promote a fundraising activity that they are doing. And the minute you think that you've seen all you can possibly see with the giving heart of people in this community, you're still amazed by what takes place. So,
no doubt about it.
Applause to the bonfire and everybody who will be participating in this.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a time out. We have more guests coming in on the show today. Plus, we have some other things we want to tell you about because, as we mentioned, Thursday is a very busy day. There's some other activities going along. I think people can spend the whole day in Broken Bow feeling good about helping and feeling good about having some fun. So we'll tell you more about that coming up.
The grocery cart has all kinds of deals in their aisles, including these and more. Fresh 10-pound tubes of 80% lean ground beef are $2.98 a pound. Hormel 8-pound average Boston butt pork roasts are $1.98 a pound. Certified Angus beef sirloin tip steaks are $5.98 a pound. And Grocery Cart's own homemade pork sausage is $3.28 a pound. All natural 2.5-pound bags of Best Choice boneless, skinless chicken breast fillets are $6.98. Bluebonnet stick margarines are 98 cents. Grocery Cart, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Did you know that the first public power utilities sprang up in the late 1800s to serve predominantly rural communities? Custer Public Power District was organized in September of 1944. Custer Public Power is one of the nation's 2,000 customer-owned, not-for-profit electric utilities. Custer Public Power supplies electric power to over 4,600 miles of distribution lines, serving our families, friends, and neighbors. Providing reliable, affordable, and public-owned power, Custer Public Power District, empowering progress.
Varney Health Mart, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Broken Bow. It's officially fall. Varney's has great decor ideas, including new fall flags that are in stock, among plenty of other fall decorations. Plus, get your Halloween cards to send to loved ones and friends. Fall decor is at Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Caring for you and about you. Varney Health Mart.
Agland ATV reminds you of these tips. Rest up. Lack of sleep can slow response time and make it hard to focus. Take a break. Get out, stretch, and recharge. Inspect your equipment. Make sure guards are in place and make sure lights and reflectors are clear for driving down the road. Lock out, tag out, try out. Shut and lock the power off and keep the key so no power can be turned on while you're working on equipment. Finally, young kids and children need supervision when working or even playing on the farm. This includes on ATVs. Agland ATV wishes you a safe and successful harvest.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
At Asgrow, farmers love to talk about the soybean bushels we helped them yield. But all we can talk about is the one bushel we didn't. You know, that one buried deep in the genetics we haven't extracted yet. We're going to find that bushel. Some might call our passion for one more bushel, quote, slightly embarrassing, or, quote, totally cringy, Dad. They don't understand every bushel matters. We do. That's why Asgrow leads the way. Always read and follow green marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
9:27 is your time. I can't tell you the temperature this time
Dave's
around.
looking at the temp.
It's too far away. I can't read it.
Just go with 54 again. It surely. That's what you saw last time, right?
I'm going with 56.
Really?
Yeah,
okay. All right.
56.
It's warming up.
Yeah.
It's warming up.
We are excited because we've had just a great morning with all the guests, and this is the grand finale.
We saved the best for last.
Yeah. And the young lady that's here with Todd, I don't know how long we've.
Where they played last year. Good. And hopefully the course will be as kind as it was a year ago when they won the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be fun. And to have this as their home course,
right?
That's a pretty cool thing, too.
We had a picture of them up in the pro shop area from last year's championship was cool. So I told them we got plenty of room to add more.
There you go.
Put another one up. You bet. So that's the golf side of things. It's been fun to watch everybody having a good time across the way and having the ladies practice out there. And I know they go out and practice on their own, too. You see them over there.
Yeah, they're out there a lot on the weekends.
Yeah, which is nice. Feeling comfortable with everything and practicing on their home course. So, Todd, you have Faith here. Is it Olberg? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess I didn't know your last name. I just knew you as Faith. But exciting news.
Absolutely. She started as our manager over there in August, and not sure the official date, but done a great job for us. Took over for kind of my wife, ran all summer, and we stayed married through it. It was good. It was a close call a couple times,
durable.
but we did get her done. So yeah. So it just has moved on to a full-time job, and which is awesome. We got a lot of events going on over there, and we need somebody that could run with it, and Faith is definitely doing that.
Well, Faith, welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. We do want to ask you some questions, not so personal really, but your professional background, this business is not totally new to you. I think you've been working in the restaurant and or club business for a while. Give us a little background on that, if you would.
Well, I worked at Cobblestone on the convention center side, and I think I was there 7-8 years.
Really?
Yep. And then worked out and managed out at Kincaid's, so got some experience out there. And this is just a new, exciting adventure. It's just kind of something new to try, and it's wide open. I mean, they give me a lot of freedom to, do things and plan things, and it's been a lot of fun. And let's face it, nobody's coming into golf that's grumpy. They're all happy. They come in.
I can think of a couple.
Yeah, there are some.
Well, they hide it well.
Now, for me, I'm really happy when I go in to start the round.
Yeah, as I say, they're happy when they come in.
It's when the round is over that I'll walk in and be a little grumpy. But
then they either drink or they just leave.
Exactly.
Cool off, sit down, and unwind a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
Well, the golf adds kind of a different. You mentioned your other experiences. This will be a little different because of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how to golf, but it is on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of advice from the guys going out.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun learning, the different things and just, all of the, different things that they do out there event-wise and tournament-wise. It's been really interesting, so I'm enjoying it.
Well, we were just there for the Chamber Steak Fry. And that room is just perfect for something like that. You have the bar area that's expanded after the remodel, Todd, that fits really, really well. You can gather out there and then go into the room and sit down and have a meal, and that's exactly what took place. Some of the guys stayed where they were, real casual, and I think that's one of the things that you've kind of stressed, that the golf club is it's not a exclusive club at all. It's a place to come and relax and be casual, right?
Absolutely. You don't have to be a member. You can if you're not a golf member, you can come in any day you want. And basically, it's funny. I still always get questions. Are you cooking today? Well, if we're open, we're cooking. So anytime we're open, we're cooking. And of course, here Faith keeps everybody updated on Facebook as far as tell her to keep watching the weather. There's gonna be a day here finally. There's gonna be a day we might as well not be open because it'll be 40 degrees and just can't golf when it's too cold because you can't walk on the greens when there's frost on the greens. It'll just ruin them. So.
Yeah, but the food itself, Faith, maybe you should talk about that a little bit. I know you got great burgers. You're kind of famous there for the burgers and some things to go along with that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we have it's a pretty good sized menu. We got some pizzas, and everybody that has them really likes those. And we've done a few specials here and there, and so I mean, it's there's a lot of good food on the menu.
Yeah, and I like it because you can sit down and grab a hold of it and eat it, right? And you don't have to have, those are great when you sit down and have a big fancy meal. Everybody loves to do that, but just grabbing a burger is a pretty good way to go, and having a pop or a beer with it or whatever. So all right. Now, you mentioned you didn't play golf. You plan to. Are you a cornhole player? Do you play?
I've dabbled in that a little bit. Yeah. That's an exciting thing coming up.
Yeah, and you may as well. I don't know. Is there going to be a ladies' league, or is it going to be a mixed league, or is it all
mixed? It's mixed. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
And that starts when?
The 20th. So we get done with men's league, fall golf league on the Wednesday the 13th, and the next Wednesday we start right up with the cornhole league. Okay. So, and we're up to 20 teams. I mean, we can still take more, but yeah, we've got a great. A great group of it.
Pretty casual league. We have teams that are 2 guys, we have teams that are 2 girls, we have teams that are man and woman, and it's just fun. I mean, if you don't show up at the right time, you can always play a little later. Tell the people you're playing that we're going to be late, and it's
which
really
happens.
Casual.
Yeah, which
Absolutely.
happens.
Yeah.
And it runs through mid-December. Now, Faith, have you discovered since you started in August, there's a guy by the name of Jeff Denson.
Yeah. That response just said it all.
He tends to extend things out. Things last longer when Jeff's around. Have you noticed that?
A little bit, yes. And he's got a team.
Yeah, and if he's playing in the league and then afterwards, I can just imagine he goes, you know what, I'd like to play you guys again.
He's been out. He wants to open up and so he can practice before the league starts. And it's just annoying sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and you've already got 20 teams, but you will take more.
Well, we can take more, you bet.
All right.
Yep.
And we mentioned the chamber steak fry as a good example for what you can do for folks, meetings, anniversaries, all sorts of things. That
Christmas parties. I'm
yeah,
guessing.
we've got some Christmas parties on the books. We've got a retirement party coming up. We've got a couple of wedding receptions coming up on the books. This winter, late fall. So, we can do a lot of different things, and we're pretty flexible, like Todd said. With that kind of stuff, and the great thing is, like with the chamber thing, we kind of got it all set up for them, and they came in, they did their whole thing, and then when it was over with, they didn't have to stay around and keep waiting to entertain all the guests. We were there, and people wanted to hang out. We stayed and let everybody just relax and have some beer and just
visit.
Yeah. So
yeah, it works great.
We did not play lawn darts till 3 a.m. this year. I was pretty highly disappointed. These young kids these days, they just don't remember what it used to be like.
I know. Yard darts flying everywhere along about 6 o'clock at night.
Yes.
Now they wait
even up till 3 a.m.
Yeah, easily went till 3.
It got a lot more exciting when it was pitch dark.
Right.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was really fun.
I always think about the yard darts and arm wrestling. For some reason, back in the day, they would get a picnic table out and have arm wrestling.
Kyle Russell and Eldon Shipwright.
Well, those guys are going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. They waited till everybody else kind of had enough cocktails, and they took them all on, right?
Well, they started feeling stronger. But there's a lot of good memories made out there. But the setup now is really, really sweet for exactly what you guys are offering. All sorts of meetings, gatherings. You got a big group wants to play cards, so bring them in, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's great. That's great. The Backwards Open, I played in that one time, and it is backwards.
Well, it's the same way I played every time, but they say it's backwards.
Yeah,
I don't think it's...
You and I have seen a lot of those same places at those angles.
Yes.
Could you kind of explain that tournament?
And I've never played them, to tell you the truth, but and I don't have the list with me, but basically you kind of do play the course backwards. I think you play from 1 to the 8 green.
Yeah, something like that.
Which I've been way over there before.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Kind of a pretty good angle.
But then when you get to the 8, you go another whole direction.
Right, yeah. And then you tee it up on 2 and go to like 3. I don't know. I should have the list with me. On my phone. I'm always afraid to bring my phone because one of my friends will call me while I'm in here, so I don't bring my phone.
Well, they'll have a map, and you'll know where to go, but... It's kind of fun because you look at the holes, you see them the same way for all those years, and all of a sudden you're playing number 5 from a whole different. You're teeing off on another position to hit it over the trees, and you're going over trees, and it's a lot of fun. And just because of that, it's also casual and fun. Nobody gets too serious about it.
Yep, we've got 20-some people signed up for it, I think, and got room for more. So just call the clubhouse and get your name on the list, or basically you can show up that morning too.
And that's this weekend, right?
Yeah,
that'd be correct.
Saturday.
Yeah, you can stay around and watch the Huskers whip up on the Wolverines.
That would be fun on big screen, which we should mention. It's kind of a sports bar as well. You have, all the games and different things on the big screens.
4 TVs, so can watch a lot of different sports games at once.
Yeah, and all of them. People like Brent, they need like 5 or 6 TVs. Sure, keep track of all the sports.
Right.
So you have more room for more of the teams for the Backwards Open.
Yep.
And stay for the ball game. anything else you want to cover? You mentioned membership earlier. When do people want to start thinking about maybe signing up to become members?
We will mail those out in December.
Okay.
And you can either pay in December or wait till after the first year. Usually we try to have them all paid by April 1st or something like that. That's what we like to do.
So I'll be a good example, member for years. In the last 2 years, I think, I didn't get it done. I still golf some, which is okay to do.
Right.
But will I get notice then, or should I just take care of that myself?
Well, if we have your name, we might get you one sent, but if you're definitely wanting to be a member, just stop in.
So listeners out there who maybe have missed a year or two, they might want to do the same thing.
Actually, if you haven't been one for 2 years, you can be a first-time member again, which gives you a little discount. So I suppose you're playing that game, you know.
Well, I mean,
be there for 2 years, save $100.
Yeah, I just decided I'd try to save a little money. And is there a senior citizens discount then? Because I'd qualify for that as well.
The way I look at it, the senior citizens get to golf way more than everybody else. So why should I get a discount?
That's a good point.
I mean, Sneringer's over there 24/7, I think. I don't think does he do anything else?
Well, I've actually seen him pull out a sleeping bag and stay overnight.
Dave and I are kind of like family. Can I golf on his membership?
I don't know if Dave considers you family. I guess.
No. You might be a distant cousin.
That's that one you never want to see show up at the reunion, right?
Oh, he's here.
You guys may or may not have an answer to this, but kind of your plans for the winter at the club, are you planning to kind of go with regular hours even in the winter time? Or
yeah, we'll still have the clubhouse open, you know. We'll set up some set hours. That way it's, you know, easy for people to know if when we're open and can come out. So, yeah.
Good.
I mean, we're open for, if you want to have an event on Monday, great.
Yeah,
calls,
events any day.
Right.
But,
of course, probably going to slow down to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday afternoon till into the evening, obviously.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You have some special events along with that. I see you're going to have a steak fry coming up.
Yep. Hoping to have another. We've been doing those monthly. Hoping to do that again November 19th. And so they've been well attended. We cook a pretty darn good steak according to everybody that shows up.
So. I've heard. Paint/drink?
Yeah, we've got in North Platte, the Prairie Arts Center, they do these paint nights where women come out and you can have a couple of drinks. They provide all the supplies to paint a picture, and then they walk you through it. And so we have got two of the ladies who are, professionals in this and do these classes coming out, and they are going to set up all the supplies that anybody needs, and then they're going to walk the ladies through painting a picture. And I think I don't know, we kind of talked about it might be like a Christmas picture because it's going to be in November.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's it's $46, but that gets you all your supplies to paint, 2 drinks, and we're going to have some snacks. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
Done those in the past, and I mean, I did one a couple years ago. We did cactuses and succulents, and it was really cool. Actually turned out better than I thought. I am not an artist, but it looked pretty good. So
good. Now, this is just an idea. We do ideas here on the show.
Okay.
Towards spring, if you would do another one of those paint and /drink deal, I think Brent would be interested in modeling his Cubby shorts.
Okay. Okay.
I think he would be a good model, and he could, pose in his Cub underwear.
All right. Well, great. Does it have to be the spring?
We could hang it in the...
Well, going into baseball season.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And do it in the spring so his legs are extra pasty white. Is that what you want to
do? Yeah, we want them as white as they possibly.
I think the best comment regarding my legs came from Jeff Denson. We were calling a baseball game together, and Jeff, live on the air, just looks at me and goes, "Do you only bring those out at night?" Like,
well, just think about it. If they use you for a model, and you have those pasty white legs, they can just leave the canvas blank there.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
I thought maybe he was going to ask you, are those your legs or did you ride a chicken here?
Yeah.
I like that one, too. Oh, boy.
Thanks, Dave. Always appreciate your ideas.
Yeah.
That's our job. That's what we do. Hey, guys, a lot of good things happening at the Broken Bow Golf Club and have happened this past summer. And Faith, it's exciting to have you at the helm there. I think people are really looking forward to getting to know you better, and if they know you already, coming back and seeing you. So
yeah, I'm really excited to be there. So,
you're a Sandhills girl, right?
No, I've lived around here about 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from a little more east of here, but.
Oh, I mean, how far east? Not like New York City.
No, Nebraska. I'm a Nebraska girl.
Okay, all right. I just thought maybe you was a foreigner.
No.
Run you out of town. We're on Facebook, of course, and website, and our phone number out there is 872-6444. So
6444.
Yeah. If you ever need to call and talk to Faith about any events or whatever, call us up. We're willing to try anything.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
All right. More than once, usually.
Usually.
Can you say that real fast? 6444? 4?
Fo.
Try it, Brent. 64444.
Okay.
Let's not try to do one of those group commercials again. That was fairly entertaining.
Wow. We could if you guys want to do one for the club.
That's all right. We don't have an hour.
Well, 3, 2,
That only
1,
took us
golf.
it only took us a few takes.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That was good listening.
Oh, that's good. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for having
it.
us.
We're using the station to promote it, and we enjoy looking across and going, why aren't we golfing?
Yo, man, especially this week. It's been really hard to just sit here and work.
Come over before the snow flies.
Got it. You got it. And also before the leaves get too heavy, because sometimes it's hard to find your ball in the leaves.
Yeah. Oh, one other. There's a wrestling couples tournament.
Oh, yeah. We have
What's the date on that?
next weekend, so that's 16th.
What is it?
Oh, Ed Schaaf and probably Denson.
Oh.
Getting some
Okay.
wrestling club fundraiser.
Oh, good.
It won't be any fun had at all. I
No.
think Duda shows up in golf, so you want to see something entertaining. I think somebody has to tee the ball for him.
So it's a wrestling golf tournament.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
benefits the wrestling, Broken Bow High School wrestling
I don't know
program.
if you. Hopefully, they don't wrestle on the green.
See, that's what I was wondering.
Duda
When you
might
said
leave
the wrestlers,
Duda might leave a divot.
I thought he was going to clear that room and have a wrestling.
Well, that's been done before.
It's possible. With Duda, it might just turn into that.
Oh my God.
The Duda divot. Wow, that's
The Duda crater.
It'll be a bunker when he gets done wrestling around. So.
Oh boy. Well, thanks guys. Hey,
All
Mac,
right.
it's been fun.
Okay, thank you.
A couple more things we need to do. Get back on track here after that Duda deal. That's some good stuff from Railroad Earth. It's called Long Walk Home. Real quick, we want to thank Viero Wireless for being part of our show. You'll see their logo on our webpage when we're broadcasting the breakfast show off and on. And your location for services with that particular company is at Gibbons Gadgets in Ansley. And they'd be ready to go for you. They have an unlimited plan for students going on right now. And they would also like you to know that October 25th, they're going to be having a grand opening all week long coming up in Ansley for Viero on the main street of Ansley, Nebraska.
All right. We better get going. We got some more things to talk about here before the top of the hour.
Keep those live reads going. Radio.
That was pretty good. Let's talk about the movies. Fox Theater in Broken Bow. Some great movies showing right now. You got the animated sequel to The Addams Family for the family.
Mm-hmm.
Addams Family 2 is currently showing. You got the new Marvel movie, Venom is back. It's Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Yes.
And it is showing right now at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. Are you done? Okay. Also, the movie Show Me the Father. It's rated PG, and it's going to end its run. It'll show yet tonight and tomorrow night. So if you want to check that out, tonight and tomorrow night, your last chance to do so. Then as we go into the weekend and into next week, Bond, James Bond, is coming to the theater. It is going to start Friday. It's Daniel Craig's last spin as 007. It's called No Time to Die. It's rated PG-13. Bond movies are just fun.
They are.
They're just fun. And they're going to start showing it at the Fox Theater. Now, it's going to start showing on Friday night. And then it looks like there will be 2 matinees of it on Saturday and Sunday over the weekend as well.
Good.
Also some night showings. So go to watchthefox.com, and you can check out all of the showtimes for the movies coming up at the Fox Theater. So you got the new James Bond film starting on Friday, No Time to Die. Addams Family 2 will continue Friday through the weekend, as will Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. So, so check it out. Fox Theater, downtown Broken Bow. Take the family to the movies. Don't forget they have the delicious free popcorn nights on Tuesday, brought to you by Nebraska State Bank. And to check out showtimes and also look at what's coming up, go to watchthefox.com.
Nebraska State Bank is looking for a full-time teller bookkeeper. Banking, a great career for you. You can start now at Nebraska State Bank if you qualify. They have an opening for a full-time teller bookkeeper. They're looking for a dependable, flexible, accurate, and exceptional customer service skills person. If you have those attributes, you'd be a perfect candidate. You need to have a little experience with money, handling cash, and so forth. At preferred, they would train, but if you have that, that would be an advantage for you. This is a full-time position with competitive compensation, excellent benefits such as insurance, retirement, and paid leave. A great place to jump-start your career. Nebraska State Bank. Applications will be accepted until October 15th. You can also go to their webpage, nesb.bank, About Us Careers, or visit one of the branches for an employment application. You can also find this on sandhillsexpress.com.
All right. Hey, we're heading into the cooler season. Have your crew looking sharp. And you know who can help you do that? That would be Velma at Circle V Stitch and Post. She can help you create something for your work crew, team, or group that will raise the bar. Come take a look at the different vests, jackets, coats, scarves, and more that Velma can get your business logo on or your favorite mascot on through her quality custom embroidery service. Whether it's something she has in stock or something perfect from her mini catalogs, Velma can create the look you are after. So give her a call today at 872-6173. You'll find Circle V Stitch and Post just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
All right, we're running out of time. Time is slipping away. We do want to let you know tomorrow is a big day for bakers. If you'll enter the Sandhills Journey National Scenic Byway Barn Contest, which is tomorrow, and you can drop your entries off at the barn. from 7:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Then the judging starts at 3:15 p.m. And then, folks out there, you can drop by in about 3:15 or so, 3:30, and start buying pieces of pie for little or nothing. Plus, you can have a la mode along with that, and the proceeds go to the barn itself and the things that they do out there. And they'll be serving from 3:30 to close. And get your pies in tomorrow between 7:30 and 3. Just go out to the barn.
They'll be holding another household hazardous waste collection through the Lexington Area Solid Waste Agency. And these will be held in the Dawson County area coming up on Friday, October 8th. You can drop your products off at Lexington City Service Building from 9 to 10:30. That's Friday morning. Cozad Recycling and Disposal Site, 11:30 to 12:30. This is Friday again. And in Gothenburg at the City Maintenance Facility from 2 to 3 on Friday, October 8th.
And tomorrow we'll be talking about Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, since we just talked with Liana yesterday.
Yeah.
So we'll get more of that on the air for you, because there is a deadline coming up for sign up for Medicare and so forth. Have yourself a great day, Brad.
Bye.
KBBN 95.3 FM, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Senate Republicans are ready to try to block a vote on raising the nation's cap on borrowing as time runs out to avert a default. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
America's bills come due on October 18th. But Republicans say Democrats can raise the borrowing limit on their own.
They've had plenty of time to execute the debt ceiling increase.
Minority Leader Mitch McConnell poised to orchestrate a filibuster. The CDC says homicide soared 30% during the first year of the pandemic. Reporter Sabrina Cupit.
The numbers are based on provisional data, but if accurate, this is the highest increase in modern history.
A Princeton professor and a German scientist win this year's Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
Benjamin List and David Macmillan for the development of asymmetric organocatalysis.
That's fancy word for a tool to build molecules. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the upper 70s for today under lots of sun. Then for tonight, mostly clear, a low in the upper 40s. Thursday, still abundant sunshine, a high of 78, and even some lower 80s for highs on Friday with sunny to partly cloudy conditions.